Hi everyone, it's Martin from martinsmayhem.co.uk. Today we're going to be creating this card that you see here. It's created using the Share A Milkshake stamp set. I'm also going to bring in the layering diorama dies, which I have here, as well as the sketch plaid stamp set. I think this is a really fun set. I think the sentiments are great. Going for a milkshake isn't really a British thing, but I don't know, it's still cute. And who doesn't like a milkshake? I know I do, which is probably why I'm overweight. Insert like cricket noise. Anyway, so let's get started, shall we? So I'm going to pop that up and out of the way. I can't see. So yeah, the stamp set's there. We're going to start with... Oh, well, let's have a look in the catalogue, actually. So, it's on page 54. You can see it here. And there's some examples here of this one and this one, I think, are the only ones of using this stamp set. But yeah, hopefully this is something a little bit different for you. This is created to a challenge. So the challenge was to use 2 pre-existing colours and a new one. So the 2 pre-existing colours I've used is a Pool Party and Highland Heather, and the new colour I'm bringing in is Bubble Bath, which I know you guys are loving. I think it's one of our most popular colours since Tahini and Tide came out. So I'm grabbing my Highland Heather and I'm just going to make a standard C6 card base. Excuse me. So I'm just going to flip that round. My cable's not in shot, no, it's not. And I'm going to score just over 14.8. That should be my card base. Wonderful. Let me just reinforce that score line. And I've got a little bit of a lipped edge, so I'll just score that down. So there's your card base. We're going to have a matte layer, which I'm just going to use the other side for, which is 13.8 by 9.5, like so. There's that. We're going to bring in our sketch plaid stamp set, which I wasn't aware of. So, you know, I did that card for the Crafty Carrot Co. Where I did my own kind of background or line background. I could have just used the stamp, which I openly omitted afterwards because I didn't realise that we had it. But it's a must-have for your collection. It just adds something different to the backgrounds, which I really love. So, just going to ink it up good and proper. Now, I was a bit unsure when I used Highland Heather last time on it that it wasn't, if it was inking it up. I think I might just have a little bit of a dry ink pad, or it's just a super subtle colour. It doesn't look like I've got enough ink on there, but we shall see. So I'm not going to mount this, and I haven't put the sticker on the back either because I don't see the point. It's a background stamp at the end of the day. You're going to make a background out of it. So I'm just going to lay that down. Make sure it's covered, and I'm just going to run my fingers over it like so. I expect to get a little bit inky, but as long as the edges are covered, that's all I'm good for. And there we go. So I've missed a little bit there, but meh, it happens. I'm gonna clean this up. I might as well clean it now. Just gonna grab my shim and I'm just gonna rub it on there, like so. I'm actually gonna pick it out, fold it up and rub it over. That's better. Really picking up the ink between. Wonderful, nice and clean, and that can just be popped back in there like so. If you placed an order with me this month, what month are we in? We're in May. No, we're in June. So if you place an order with me in June, I'm going to send you a sham for free as your host gift. Because I love them, and I do it on occasion where I give them out because it's just such a fab tool. So there's that. I'm not bothered about it missing a bit. If you are, feel free to do better than me, but I'm not really that bothered. So there's that. Next, let's do some more stamping. So you're gonna need some pool party, bubble bath, and some whisper white. So let's do the embossing first, and then we'll move on to the white. So we're gonna grab our milkshake shape. Now you've got a full image, which is here, and you've got kind of this like highlighted image. I'm using that highlighted image, and the reason for that is, I don't know, it was just my preference. I wanted to use coloured card rather than a lot of white card. So by stamping this image, you create this kind of shadow effect on the coloured card. That's why I did it. I hope that makes sense. But this stamp is designed so you can stamp this over the top of that one. So you can go lighter here, darker there. But in effect, I'm doing slightly different. You could do tone on tone even. So you could stamp on bubble bath with bubble bath, and in pool party on pool party. But I was just about to do that, but we're not. We are going to emboss. So I'm gonna slip that behind like so, and I'm just going to rub over these with my embossing tool and bring in my white embossing powder, bring it in my Versamark, like so. Oh, and when I showed you the catalogue earlier, if you want to be my customer and shop for Stampin' Up products, please make sure you request a catalogue or just shop online, and I will send one out in the post to you for free. But obviously they come at a cost to me and my business. If you're not going to shop with me, please don't request one. It's quite simple, and I don't think that's an unfair request, because you know, I do this, I make some money, but it's not paying the bills, okay? And I know that's might sound harsh, but this takes time. So I have them two images stamped and sprinkled over with embossing powder. I'm going to grab my heat tool, which should be on. Yeah. And I'm just going to emboss these. Okay, so now we've got both of them. They need to be die cut. I'm going to leave them to one side, and we're going to do some more stamping. So we need our little, I don't know what it's supposed to be. I don't know, like froth. But that doesn't sound particularly appetizing. Ooh, let's have froth on top of my milkshake. Don't they put like ice cream scoops on top? I don't know. Or whipped cream. Who knows? I really fancy a milkshake though. Might have to pop to McDonald's after this and get a milkshake. But you watch. Their milkshake machine will be off. So I'm going to ink this up in bubble bath, like so. Now mine's pretty juicy, I'm going to be honest. and Pool Party. So I'm just going to bring in my sham, quickly give it a clean, and then ink this one up and pop that down. Like so. So that's our basic white for them two elements. So let me just check. Yeah. So now time for some die cutting. I am just going to bring in my trimmer to trim these down. I was going to stamp another one of these, but it's a bit late now because for this, like, for the coordinating blog post that I'm going to be doing, which the link will be linked down in the description bar, I have to, it's not just, I can't just make a card basically. They want more than just a card because, you know, a card isn't just enough. Wow, I'm in such a moody mood. So, yeah, I need to make a tag or something with this. Die cutting, so we're going to have to run this through a couple of times. So there is a coordinating die for the little froth. I mean, I'm going to call it froth. Who knows what it is. We're going to need some of these little heart shapes. I don't know if they are hearts, but I'm going to assume they're hearts. And a little straw. So I'm going to pop them on as well. And I'm just going to choose my Pool Party because I have it there. I'm just going to line that up. Like so. Bring in my other cutting blade, mats. Oh, God knows what it's called. Not having a good day. Run this through. Like so. Is my cable? No, I keep getting concerned that my phone's on charge currently because I use a lot of battery. And I'm concerned my cable's just going to be floating in the wind. So there's that element. That can just go in the bin. It's not worth keeping. Then we've got the hearts, which you're just going to need them 3 times. So I'm using them as almost like an embellishment. You got the little straw. And the reason why I did the straws is because this naturally cuts out the little hole. So you might as well stick a straw in. And then I can pop this back in. Cut out this one. Like so. Just move that up. I'm going to cut another straw. And this die, pop that on. I mean, get it as straight as you can, but if it's not perfect, it's a handmade card. It's not ever going to be perfect. Run that through. And then pop these off. So I have that one, I have that top, I have my straw. That can go in the bin. These can just go over here. What else do I need to die cut? I need to die cut my layering diorama. So I did have that piece of scrap, but I have this one that I can use. I'm using, which size is it? I think it's the 3rd biggest. Yeah, so I'm using the 3rd biggest, and it's just so you can actually see it. I originally did the size smaller because I didn't like this little bumpy bit, and you couldn't see it, so I had to step it up to the next one. And this is just to get some, I imagined it like a little, I don't know, spillage. That's how I imagined it in my head. It's just like a little milk spill, but I did it in the coordinating colour. That can go in the bin as well. Just because I can. I did, because I was limited on colours as well, because obviously I could only use 2 returning colours and 1 new colour. Move that out of the way. I want to keep that. Put that up there because that's done with. They're done with. I need this white in a moment. Or should I do it now? Let's do it now. So I'm going to stamp our sentiment. I've got a piece of basic white cardstock and I've got my sentiment on a H block. And I've chose Life is Sweeter With You. I just think it's a really nice sentiment, especially when we've got two milkshakes. I'm going to ink that up and just stamp that in the middle like so. And then bring in my trimmer. Just going to cut that down so that 1 inch is quite... Let's cut it down to 1 inch. It's not really in the middle, I'm not happy with that. That's better, I'm happy with that. So that's not an inch, it's 2 lines smaller than an inch. So what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I don't do inches. I don't like them. I'm not going to pretend to. And then I'm just going to cut this down. I'm going to leave the ends quite long though. And then you're going to want to cut another strip the same width, which is why I kind of was a little bit precise with the cutting, because we're going to create a little banner, so you want it to be the same thickness across. Right, paper snips, because we're going to, what's it called, fishtail the ends. So I'm going to do that by cutting down the middle and then in from the corners and in from the corner. If you want it to be identical, you can line these triangles up with the end, or the edge I should say, but I'm just going to eyeball it. So as I said, it doesn't need to be perfect. And then that's going to go behind like so to create this fun little banner effect. But we can start assembling now. So I've got my mat layer, I've got my diorama. I feel like this video has been really long, but I think it's just because of all of the stamping and die cutting. I'm going to pop this behind like so. Pop one in the middle just for some additional support. Take off these backs. And then pop that like so. In the middle, but hanging off slightly because that doesn't bother me. Then we're gonna, well, I know this is gonna go down here, so I'm gonna work on the placement first before let's assemble our milkshakes. So the milkshakes are gonna be sat on top like so, and I'm gonna adhere that with a dimensional rather than attempting to stick it together. But first I'm just gonna pop my little straw in like so, pop that between the two like that, and I can just use a dimensional to hold them bits together, and one down here, so that's not holding it very well. Pop another one there. So that's going to go up here. Then this one we're going to do the same thing with. And like I've mixed and matched the colours just for added interest. Pop that in like so. Pop that behind and between. dimensional, pop that on the back. I'm just going to stick one this side as well, and one at the bottom. So we have this one heading that direction, this one headed in this direction, like so. Then our sentiment's going to go, I'm just going to wonk that slightly more. Slightly at an angle. Like so. So this one just needs to come down a little bit. So yeah, mess around with the composition until you're happy. And I think I'm good with that. Pop that in place. Bring this one in, take off the backs. Now I'm hoping that the dimensionals on this one are going to hold it in place, which it is, which is good. Plan, actioned. I'm going to pop 2 dimensionals on the back of this, and then, so I don't want it to be the exact same because I want it to kind of look at a weird angle. Like so. And then it's just about the love hearts. So I'm going to grab some mini dimensionals for these, because these are Diddy. The love hearts are going to be popped up as well. I don't think I can fit one on, so let's just cut this one in half. I always go corner to corner. Don't ask me why. It's just what I do. And I'm just going to pop that on the back like so. And then it's just about layering these on. Pop that one there. Pop the smaller one just below. And put this one up here. Once that's on, we're going to add some sequins. Should I do it now or should I do it in a little bit? I'm going to attach it to my card base first. So flip this round. I hope you didn't hear that motorbike. That has just gone past the window. One disadvantage about living on a busy street. Grabbing the dimensionals on the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Flipping this round. I'm going to line it up so it's got a nice margin. Then I'm going to grab my loose silver sequins. Just going to pour some into the cap. And then I'm just going to add little dots where I know he says. Where's the scrap piece of cardstock? There we go. Let's just put a dot there, a dot down here, and a dot here. And then we have a dot here, and a dot here. And then just go back into the bin. I accidentally left my lid off, which is super annoying, but it's fine now. So I'm just going to grab, so there's 3 sizes of sequins within this set. So there's a medium one, so I'm going to pop that there. Grab a big one, pop that there. medium one. Pop that one there. Now, these silver sequins, you can't see the adhesive once it's on there, or at least I don't think you can. But if you are concerned, use our Crystal Effects as the adhesive for these. But honestly, I don't think you can see the adhesive when you use these ones, because they're silver, but they are clear. So they have a silver tint to them, but they are clear. There's the card. So I'm just going to pop that over the top like so. Excuse me. And then I can zoom in so you guys can all see a little bit better. So yeah, that does annoy me a little bit, but you have time to mess around once watching this video. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you have any questions, please comment them below and I'll be sure to answer them. All the products used are available from my online store, so make sure you head over there. All the links to the individual products will be in the description bar for you. And until next time, see you around. Bye.